Hello guys, Crispy here and welcome back to another video. In this one, my friends, I'm gonna be testing the RX 560 in Horizon Zero Dawn. We're running the latest drivers from AMD, Adrenalin 2020 20.8.2, and this one is the Pulse ITX version of the card, 4GB model. If you have the 2GB model, the performance will be a little bit more stuttery and you might get a couple of less FPS. As usual, I'm running it with a Ryzen 7 3700X and 16 gigs of RAM, and you don't need the 3700X to not bottleneck the 560. A Ryzen 3 1200 will get absolutely the same FPS as you're about to see in this video. And going over the settings, I'm going to be playing at 1080p as well as 900p and 720p. I'm going to be using right here the favor performance preset, which is the low settings preset of this game. You could actually lower a couple of settings here, disable the shadows and the anti-aliasing, but I don't think it's worth it, guys, because the game looks really bland without the shadows enabled, unless you want to play at 1080p, because at 1080p, my friends, unfortunately the RX 560 can't handle 30 plus FPS in a few areas like this one right here. As you can see, it's dropping from 30 just by a little bit. It's not really a big deal. If you play with a controller, you might not even notice that, so that's something to keep in mind, of course, but it will drop from 30 FPS a couple of times here and there, as you could see right there. 28, 29, yeah, it's not too bad, you know. I would still call this playable, especially if the game doesn't stutter too much, but it does sometimes, especially in cutscenes and stuff like that. When you're doing story missions and you're rendering new stuff into the screen, it will stutter a lot because of the 4 gigs of VRAM. You actually need like 8 gigs of VRAM to play this game properly at low or medium settings. On low settings, it actually consumes like 5.1 or 5.2 gigabytes of VRAM, and at medium settings it uses like 7.1 or 7.3 gigabytes, which is completely insane, and I really hope they fix that, because as of today, 4GB cards do get a little bit of stuttering here and there. It's not really that big of a deal right now, as you could see, like the frame time spikes aren't really that noticeable, but it's something to keep in mind, of course. It's just not very smooth, okay? So I definitely recommend you to play with a controller if you want to play this game with the 560 at 1080p at least, because yeah, it just does drop from 30 quite a bit, as you can see. I was actually expecting similar performance to the, oh my gosh, to the GTX 1050 Ti, because this is a DirectX 12 title and it runs a little bit better on AMD cards, from what I've been seeing at least, but it's not the case here with the 560. This one competes against the GTX, oh my god, 1050, so yeah, it's quite a bit far off the 1050 Ti here in this game. At least in Call of Duty Warzone, it actually matches the 1050 Ti, which is insane, but not in Horizon Zero Dawn. And right now we're getting like 27. Again, it's still not a totally bad experience, you know. 20-something, 25 plus FPS might be playable for some of you, especially with a controller, okay? And it's actually playable for me after playing with a GT 710, but yeah, it's not an ideal experience right here, I would say, my friends, at 1080p at least. So I would avoid playing at this resolution if it was me, you know. So, well, let's stop it right there. We got 30 FPS on average, right at the edge of playable here at this resolution, and I'm gonna drop it down to 900p right now, 1600 by 900. Let's do this. I'm just gonna resize MSI Afterburner here. That's much better. 1600 by 900. Oh boy, what am I doing here? Okay. Don't want FPS limit. Okay, gosh damn it. I forget you can't use the scroll wheel to run around these menus here. I don't want VSync enabled as well. Alright, that isn't really doing anything, by the way, because we're not achieving 100 plus FPS, of course. Same settings right here. Let's do this. We should be able to get 60 plus FPS, 30 plus FPS all of the time here in this game with the 560 at 900p. I think, at least, like, this is probably the most demanding area that we've come across, and we were getting like 27 FPS with the 1080p resolution. Now we're getting 33 33. So this is much better, guys. If you have 900p monitors, this is very ideal, of course. What the hell? Yeah, keep your native resolution at 900p, play on low settings. The game still looks pretty good. I still don't really recommend you to spend the 50 bucks that this game costs, or $60, I don't know. It's actually 50 euros here in Portugal. So it costs basically the same as the RX 560 in the used market right now. So I don't really recommend it. But of course, if you really want to play this game, just rest assured that it will work. Alright, I'm just gonna craft a few bolts. Yes, bullets. I was gonna say bullets. Okay, let's just move. Oh my gosh, I have never come across this guy over here. This is a huge one. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god, I'm dead. Of course I'm dead. So our FPS are gonna be messed up right now, so I'll restart it once we get back into it. Okay, here we go. Alright, this is not too bad actually. Let's just stroll around the city area for a little bit and see how much the FPS will drop. And I guess it's gonna be a little bit better than the area where we were at right now. Yeah, as you can see, it's basically the same. 33, 34, we were dropping from 30 as well here at 1080p, but not anymore at 900p, so this is ideal. I would probably lock the FPS to 30 here at 900p and play with a controller, and maybe add a little bit more anti-aliasing so the edges aren't that shimmery, because everything is very jaggy right now. Actually, I'll try that. I don't think the anti-aliasing will drop our FPS by a lot. So yeah, 30 plus FPS with this anti-aliasing setting, and let's just set it to TAA. Yeah, TAA should work well without a massive FPS drop. We were getting like 40 and now we're getting 39, so it's pretty much the same thing, and the game looks a little bit better because there are no jagged edges right now, or they're very minimal right now. So I would honestly recommend you to play like this with a controller. Yeah, it looks good here at the low settings still. It doesn't look jaggy again, and especially if you have a 900p monitor, it will look really good. And I think 900p monitors are actually ideal for the RX 560 in 2020 at least. So yeah, let's just keep on moving. I'm gonna try to take out that big thing that we just came across right there. It's probably not gonna happen. I'll probably gonna die, obviously, but I'm gonna try it anyways because it was a good, interesting fight right there. Let's go. You can see that it's dropping into like the mid 30s, which is not too bad. And I guess, yeah, this is definitely how I'd play this game, my friends. I recommend these settings. Alright, anti-aliasing to make things look a little bit better. What the hell? This is another one. This is another huge... Oh boy. Okay, we're gonna go this way. Yes, let's go that way actually. Alright guys, I'm not gonna pick up that fight. And also, it's not stuttering as much right now, probably because it's not rendering new things in the screen. It already did that at 1080p, so it doesn't need to do it again. And yeah, it's a smooth experience right here when everything is loaded in, but it's not a good experience when you're doing main missions again and you're loading in new stuff. So can we actually take them out from here? I don't think so. I don't have that bow, that accurate bow from the distance, so I'm not gonna do that. Easy. Yes, this is very easy, probably, or it's supposed to be very easy because I'm playing on the easiest difficulty. You're right, Aloy. Very nice observation. Let's go. Alright, I'm gonna try. Okay, we did it. That's the big boy right there. Oh boy. Okay. Let me go here. Oh my gosh, they're throwing rockets or whatever. Everything's on fire right now. Well, everything. That thing is on fire right now. Oh gosh. Should I try to do this, my friends? It's not a good idea, is it? Alright, you know what? Let's stop it right there. 36 FPS average, 29 1% lows. Let's set it down to 720p right now. Okay. We're getting 43? No, it's pretty much the same thing. See that? Okay. I'm gonna set it back to 80 right here. Everything's still the same. I'm gonna disable the anti-aliasing right now, just so we can see how it looks without it. And, alright, there we go. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let me just go away from here. Let's start counting our FPS. This is a much smoother experience, I gotta tell you, my friends. 40 plus FPS is a lot different from 30 plus FPS. yeah, if you want that smoothness, I guess 720p is not too bad. And should we actually try medium settings here at 720p? Yeah, I'm gonna try medium settings instead of the anti-aliasing at TAA, because you already know, by the way, big stutter right there, you already know that TAA doesn't really drop your FPS by too much. You should expect like 1 or 2 less FPS here at 720p with that option enabled. And yeah, I'm just really curious to see if the game is playable at medium settings at 720p, because if it is, I'm not too sure if I'd play at 720 with the medium settings or at 900p with the low settings, because this game really does look beautiful, my friends, on the medium settings. It's the same settings as the PS4 and the PS4 Pro, so yeah, it looks really beautiful. It was the way this game was meant to be played. Alright, I should not be here. I have no idea what this is, by the way. Look at that, that's huge. Alright, let's move away from here. The FPS are really good as well, and we only got a couple of stutters so far because we're venturing into a new area right here. Alright, you take that guy out. Well, it's a beefy one. Okay, I don't have more bolts. Let's just craft them. Arrows. Oh god, what the hell is this? Alright, I'm gonna leave now. Oh my god, that is fast. Okay then, okay, let's just move this way right now. Oh my gosh. By the way, my friends, you can see by our RAM utilization that it's quite high, and you definitely need like 16 gigs of it if you want to play this game with 560. 4 GB. If you have the 2 GB, the RAM utilization will be even higher, because whenever the game runs out of available VRAM, it starts utilizing the system RAM as VRAM to offload those textures to, and that is why we're seeing like 11 GB of RAM utilization right now with the 560, and we only saw like 9 GB with the RX 580 and 570, because the models that I have of the 580 and 570 are the 8 GB models. Alright, so wow, this is a very beautiful thumbnail right here, my friends. I like these colors. Okay, anyways, 44 FPS on average and 39% lows, perfectly playable at 720p. You should have no issues playing it like this. And let's do right now the original settings or the medium settings. Let's disable motion blur because I don't really like it. And okay, so you know what, this is kind of the same. Wow, okay, we only dropped by what, like 5 FPS, so it might still be very playable here at 720p. Now I'm not sure if it does look better than, oh boy 900p low, because everything is very smooth here, but then again, I'm playing with a 32-inch monitor, so 720p at 32 inches right on my face doesn't really look good, guys. It might look better in like a native 900p monitor or something. Oh boy, okay, I'm gonna die, guys. I'm gonna die. How do I heal? I don't remember. How do I heal? Oh my god, okay. We can't heal right now because I don't know how to do it. God damn it, I think it's E, maybe. Yes, it was E. I think I just healed myself. I don't know. Let's go. It does get really close to 30 FPS sometimes. 31 right there. So yeah, in more demanding areas it might drop from 30 FPS. So you might want to avoid these settings, I guess. Maybe just drop the shadows by a little bit to make it absolutely like above 30 FPS 100% of the time. That should be fine. Yeah, doesn't look too bad, my friends. Especially if you have a 720p or a 768p monitor, that should be like amazing. That should be like 100% playable and a very beautiful experience here in Horizon Zero Dawn with the RX 560. So that said, my friends, thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a like if it was informative for you and if you enjoyed watching it. And don't forget to subscribe, because I have a collection of like 40 GPUs and I test them in a lot of games, of course. So if you're into that stuff, or if you want to watch more videos on the 560, yes, please just hit that subscribe button and maybe the notifications bell. So I'm gonna get out of here, my friends. Thank you so much for watching once again. And as always, I love you all. Bye-bye.